Now close this session. My contribution is a mixture of joy and sadness. Let me start with the joy. The joy is that we are still able to keep the momentum of this issue going almost well over 50 years after. And let me, on that note, thank my very good brother, Isama Akwe, for what you have done to keep this whole thing going, and of course to thank the designate Ikemba of Asaba. We forget very easily in this country, and that's why the consequences of silence is very important and very apt for an occasion like this. How long can we go on being silent? How long? I say so because I think there is a spell that cause. And I want the journalists to note that we need to consult the oracles. And I know that if we do, they will tell us that Asaba Massacre is contributing to the underdevelopment stage of our nation. 60 years after independence, what have we achieved? What are we handing over to the generation coming after us? Look down the line, look down the lane. You will see that there is nothing that we have started in this nation that Nigerians, particularly the present generation, can be proud of. I think I said it the other day, starting with, like, say, Nigerian Airways, for instance. We started with 28 planes. 28 planes. Long before Emirates, long before Ethiopian Airways, long before Kenya Airways. Look at those airlines today. Look at what they have done to their country, to the global community. They are flying all over the world. Where is Nigeria Airways? Where is Nigeria Airways that started with 28 planes? All these airlines I mentioned started maybe with 3 or 4 or 6 planes. Take our Nitel. Take our Nitel. We don't have a single landline in this country, and yet we were the first country in the whole world, or in the whole Africa, the whole of Africa, to build the first network, international network, global network. I can go on and on to mention things that we have started in this country that has not been able to take us out of that development. And like I said earlier on, if we consult properly, we will find out that Asaba Massacre has contributed to that situation that we find ourselves in today. So I think we have to think seriously. I also wrote in one of my articles, Your Majesty, that the one thing that we, the Nigerians, thought of, designed, and started to build, and I'm talking of the federal capital, Abuja, will be a slum in the next 20 years. So what do we have to hold? Isama, I went through this briefly, and it's a beautiful piece. And I'm so happy that it's happening during the lifetime of our Professor that taught many professors. This is the way we should go, and this is what it should be. And we must not let it go beyond the end of this year before we start. I plead with you, I beg you, because it is something that is not only going to be useful to the coming generation, it is something that will be there for the global community to come to and know that something happened in this city that is not acceptable in any form, in any standard. I'm very sad, Your Majesty, very, very sad every time I remember this massacre. The book was given to me on my 82nd birthday as a present, and I recall that I didn't sleep that night until I finished the book. And in fact, it turned out from the way I started, sadness and joy. There was I celebrating my 82nd birthday, and at the same time there was I reading all through the night a book that chronicled the Asaba Massacre. I'm just a stone throw from Asaba, Your Majesty. The invitation came to me. In fact, it came to Asaba, and somebody brought it overnight. It got to my place at midnight. I didn't see it until this morning. And I prepared because I wanted to be here. And I'm so happy that I've been given this platform to make a small contribution. Now I go.
The serious